I got home at 3 a.m. The second water hit me from the shower, I knew something was off. My husband, Lucas Thomas, was a military academy instructor, built like a tank, disciplined as hell, and he always took cold showers. But tonight, the water was hot, finally warming it up for me. I asked. He paused, then gave me a little salute. Copy that, ma'am. Won't forget again. I smiled. But when I stepped toward the shower, I saw 2 overlapping handprints on the glass door, and on the floor, a strand of long, dark hair. Not mine. It hit me like a truck. My husband was cheating, and he'd brought her into our bathroom. I fought the urge to throw up and snapped a photo. Sent it to my cousin Brooke at the academy. Dark hair. About 5 to 3. Find her. 50 grand. She texted back instantly. I'll drag that bitch out myself. I stared at those handprints. I could almost see them going at it. 5 years of marriage. Lucas Thomas had been perfect. Military family background. Charming. Treated me like I was his whole world. Never in a million years did I think we'd end up here. My phone buzzed. A photo from Brooke. Lucas surrounded by students. A girl crouched in front of him, petite, long hair, baby face, big round eyes. Even through that grainy shot, you could tell she was young and glowing. She was smiling up at him like he hung the moon. I sucked in a breath. The air felt like ice in my lungs. Brooke kept texting. That's Summer Hayes, senior in the med school surgery program. She's in Lucas's class this semester. Disgusting. Goes to show you really can't judge a book by its cover. I wired her the money. Don't do anything crazy. I'll handle this myself. By the time Lucas woke up, I had my game face on. He noticed my dark circles. Didn't sleep well? I wanted to throw Summer's name in his face right then. But I just smiled. Jet lag's killing me. He gently pushed me back onto the bed and kissed my forehead. Shouldn't have woken you last night. Get some rest. I'll call you when breakfast is ready. Still the perfect Lucas Thomas. At breakfast, I watched him rush through his food. Don't you have the day off? Medical department's running a drill. I need to be there. He stood to leave, but I said quietly, forgetting what day it is? He froze. Checked the date. His face fell. I forgot, Ava. I'm so sorry we were supposed to visit your dad's grave together, but the drill's been scheduled forever. I laughed inside. Go ahead. I actually want to talk to Dad alone today. Lucas took off for the academy. After a quick cemetery visit, I happened to swing by just as the medical drill was happening on the sports field. Lucas blew his whistle. All right. Everyone pair up for first aid practice. Students scrambled to find partners, but one girl stood alone in the middle. Someone shouted, "Hey instructor, who's gonna give Summer CPR?" Who else? Anyone touches her, instructor would lose his mind. Summer made a face at her classmates through the laughter. You guys are gross. My conscience is clean. It was just a trauma drill. Totally innocent. Lucas cleared his throat. All right, knock it off. It's just a demo. He motioned for Summer to lie down in front of him. Then he bent down and kissed her. I went cold all over. Lucas casually stood up, pressed his hands on Summer's chest. After mouth-to-mouth, apply pressure rhythmically. Someone laughed. Hey Summer, thought you said CPR was pure? Why's your face so red? Summer shot back from the ground. You'd blush too if Lucas touched you. Bet you're jealous he didn't. Everyone cracked up. Lucas didn't say a word to shut it down. He just smiled at her like she was the cutest thing ever. My hands shook on the steering wheel. I waited until dinner to spot Summer again. She was giggling with her roommates, loud enough to hear from across the cafeteria. He invited you to dinner and you said no? Playing innocent much? She's just playing hard to get. Summer coughed dramatically. That's not true. We're not even close. Stop spreading rumors. I almost laughed out loud. Not close? Not close enough to fool around in my bathroom? In my bed? If they were any closer, would they invite me to watch? I walked right past the crowd and sat at a table facing them. My makeup, hair, clothes. Summer clocked immediately. I wasn't a student. A flash of nerves crossed her face. Then she smiled. Can I help you? The cafeteria's not that full. We don't need to share tables. I cut straight to it. Summer Hayes, you know Lucas Thomas is my husband, right? Lucas was 30. Most guys his age are married, unless they're gay or seriously ill. Plus, our wedding photo hung right above our bed. No way this girl was clueless. Her roommates went dead quiet. Summer kept up the innocent act. Is there something you need? When I didn't answer, she faked a light bulb moment. Oh, did you see our CPR drill? You might not get it, but that was totally a legitimate exercise. Who did she think she was fooling? Did she think I was some clueless housewife? I smiled. You're in clinical medicine? As a senior, you've taken surgery, right? Flip to the cardiovascular section. My name's on the editorial board. I'm Dr. Ava Reed, Associate Professor of Cardiothoracic Surgery. Looking forward to seeing you in my department for your internship. Summer's face went white. My eyes landed on her wrist. A beautiful polished stone bracelet, smooth and shimmering. Nice bracelet, I said casually, but that's my father's heirloom. I'd like it back. Summer looked up in disbelief. Her lips trembled. Her face turned bright red. In the end, I got back the piece I thought was lost forever. 4 years ago, my dad passed away after a long illness. Before he died, he pressed that bracelet into my hand. Ava, this has been in our family for generations. Lucas loves you. Keep this bracelet. Pass it down. I can die in peace. Lucas had tears in his eyes back then. Swore he'd take care of me forever. But I'd lost that bracelet. Couldn't eat. Couldn't sleep for a whole year. Lucas comforted me. Promised to buy me something even more beautiful. I never imagined he'd already been messing around with Summer back then. She liked my bracelet, so he just gave it to her. When I got home, I just pulled the dashcam footage and was getting out of my car. Lucas stormed over, looking pissed. You went to the academy today? Ava Reed, why didn't you just talk to me? Why'd you have to humiliate Summer in front of everyone? You think that's how an adult acts? I didn't back down. Oh? So Summer's not an adult? She's a senior, but she does look pretty young. Didn't know you were into that type. Must be exciting, perfectly legal and all? Lucas's eyes went wide. He raised his hand and slapped me hard, cutting me off mid-sentence. My head snapped sideways. Blood filled my mouth. Ava! Even though he hit me, he sounded heartbroken. His face filled with regret. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. But you can't say things like that about a student. I laughed. Without a word, I slapped him right back. Lucas Thomas, I said coldly. She's your student, not mine. To me, she's a homewrecker who ruined my marriage. A thief who stole my dad's heirloom. Got a problem with that? His face hardened. His eyes turned razor sharp. I'm telling you again, Summer is not a homewrecker. Ava Reed, where's your trust? When did you become so disgusting? I was about to tell him to get lost, but then the front door opened. Summer poked her head in, all sweet and innocent. Instructor, please don't fight with Ava because of me. I came to apologize. She bowed gracefully. It was raining hard that day, and I came to change clothes at your house. I thought the bracelet wasn't worth anything, so I just took it. Ava, please don't blame him. He didn't give it to me. I'm sorry. Lucas's expression softened. He patted her head. It's not your fault, Summer. I didn't explain things properly. Watching this scene unfold, I felt sick to my stomach. Taking something without asking is stealing, and Lucas had the nerve to forgive her on my behalf. He shoved me aside and spoke gently to Summer. I'll handle my own family business. You already apologized, don't worry about it. Let me take you back. I watched his car speed off, shaking with rage. My phone buzzed. Text from Brooke. Sis, did you go see Summer yesterday? The whole campus gossip site is dragging you right now. I opened her screenshots. My blood ran cold. Major scandal. Dr. Reed, Associate Professor of Cardiothoracic Surgery, caught bullying innocent female student. Word is she's notoriously harsh on interns, future doctors. Watch out. Is this middle-aged woman just jealous of a young pretty girl? Can't keep her man so she takes it out on students? The post was pure poison. In just a few lines, it painted me as some psycho-menopausal woman. Brooke called immediately. Did you see it? That little bitch. Summer's definitely behind this. I know. I cut her off. My voice was dead calm. Brooke, do me a favor. Trace the IP addresses of those posts and dig up everything on Summer Hayes. Public opinion war? When I was playing these games, Summer wasn't even in elementary school. Just as I expected, Summer's internship got assigned to me. Personal feelings aside, I never slack on teaching. During an emergency surgery I was leading, I had interns observe as usual. I specifically assigned Summer as instrument assistant. Why me? She muttered, clearly annoyed. Dr. Reed, isn't this abuse of power? I looked at her through my surgical mask. If your scholarship's based on merit, prove it. The surgery reached a critical point. I called for a 2.5mm balloon, but Summer, hands shaking, handed me a 3mm. Wrong size, vasopressor, now. I barked orders, directing the team to compensate immediately. After surgery, we stepped out. Summer followed me, face pale as a ghost. I stared her down. In cardiothoracic surgery, you're literally holding lives in your hands. One small mistake can be fatal. The carelessness you showed today, that kills patients. Summer swayed, tears welling up. Ava Reed, do you have to be like this? Lucas's voice, full of anger, came from the doorway. He strode in and stepped right in front of Summer without hesitation. She's still a student. It's normal to be nervous and mess up the first time. Who hasn't been there? Do you have to attack her like that? Are you teaching or just looking for an excuse to make trouble? I looked at this man, my husband, who once had my back. Now he was twisting facts for another woman, questioning my professional ethics. My heart turned to ice. Instructor Thomas. I used his formal title. There's no room for error in surgery. As her supervisor, pointing out critical mistakes is my job. Job? Sounds like you're mixing work with personal revenge. Lucas grabbed Summer's wrist. Summer, let's go. We don't need to take this abuse. He stormed off with a crying Summer in tow. Several interns looked at me with fear and resentment. Just then, my phone rang. I put it on speaker. Brooke's voice rang out crystal clear. Sis, traced all the IPs for those posts trashing you. They all came from Summer's dorm. I posted the evidence online. It's blowing up. And I sent copies to the Military Academy's oversight office and faculty complaint box. Got it. I hung up. The room went dead silent. The same people who'd been side-eyeing me were now staring at their phones in shock. Soon, a commotion erupted outside. A group stormed in led by the girl who'd been teasing Summer and Lucas earlier. Summer's best friend. She shoved her phone camera in my face. Dr. Reed, what the hell is this? Even if Summer messed up, do you have to destroy her completely? And you reported the instructor too. Just because you and Instructor Thomas have problems, other people can't love him? You're just jealous. After her rant, other interns joined in. Apologize. You falsely accused a student of being a homewrecker. Have you no shame? Go find Summer. Hundreds of thousands of viewers are watching the live stream. They want to see her confront you. I smiled slightly. Summer? Fine. I know exactly where she is. I led them to a fire escape stairwell no one really used. The closer we got, the clearer the sounds became. Summer's breathy moan. Instructor Thomas. How do I compare to that old hag Ava? Then Lucas's grunt, thick with lust. She's not worth one of your fingers. I'll divorce her soon. Summer, if you get pregnant this time, keep it. I only want kids with you. Outside the stairwell, dead silence.
I took one step forward and pushed the stairwell door open. The metal door crashed against the concrete wall with a deafening bang. Every sound stopped. Every voice vanished. Inside the dim stairwell, Lucas and Summer froze. Summer jumped away from him so fast she nearly lost her balance. Lucas spun around. His shirt was wrinkled. Summer's hair was a mess. The distance between them grew instantly, but it was already too late. The livestream camera caught everything. The crowd behind me stared in complete silence. For several long seconds, nobody spoke. Then, the comments exploded. People screamed. Students gasped. Phones shot into the air. The entire Academy gossip page practically crashed from traffic. Summer's best friend looked between them like her brain had stopped working. Her voice cracked. You said nothing was going on. Summer's lips trembled. She couldn't finish. Because there was no explanation left. No innocent misunderstanding. No fake story.
No convenient excusa.
Everything had been exposed. Lucas immediately stepped in front of Summer, protecting her, just like always. Even now, even after everything. His first instinct wasn't to look at me, wasn't to apologize, wasn't to explain. It was to protect her. Something inside me finally died. Not broke, not shattered. Died. Completely. Ava. His voice was low, dangerous, pleading. Enough. I laughed. The sound echoed through the stairwell. Enough. I repeated. Really? I looked around at the students. Didn't everyone want proof? My eyes returned to Lucas. Now you have it. The silence was suffocating. Then one of the interns suddenly frowned. Wait. Everyone turned. The girl pointed towards Summer. What did she mean? The crowd looked confused. The intern swallowed. Earlier she said, if you get pregnant this time. Her voice became smaller. This time, the stairwell became silent again. Lucas froze. Summer froze. And that tiny reaction told everyone everything. A collective gasp swept through the crowd. No way. Oh my god. She was pregnant before? Summer looked terrified. Her eyes instantly darted toward Lucas. The worst possible thing she could have done. Because now everyone knew exactly who the father was. The live stream comments exploded.
Questions flooded in.
Accusations. Theories. Outrage. Summer suddenly burst into tears. It's not what you think. Nobody believed her. Not anymore. Lucas grabbed her arm. We're leaving. But before they could move, several people appeared at the stairwell entrance. Academy administrators. Oversight officers. Faculty representatives. Someone had already reported the situation. The lead administrator's face looked like thunder. Instructor Thomas. Lucas stopped. The administrator's gaze shifted toward Summer. Student Hayes. Neither answered. My office. The words landed like a death sentence. The following week was absolute chaos. The academy launched a formal investigation. At first Lucas seemed confident. Too confident. He probably believed he could explain everything away. Maybe he thought his reputation would protect him. After all, he had been a respected instructor for years. Decorated. Admired. Popular. The golden example of discipline and professionalism. But investigations don't care about reputation. They care about evidence. And evidence kept appearing. Every single day. Phone records. Messages. Photos. Witness statements. Security footage. Even old archived academy reports. The deeper investigators dug, the uglier the truth became. The bracelet became the first major bombshell.
Lucas had leaked.
Completely. Security footage from years ago showed him taking it from our house before attending an academy event. Several witnesses later confirmed seeing Summer wearing it long before she claimed to have found it. Then came the financial records. Luxury gifts. Expensive dinners. Vacation expenses. Everything connected back to Lucas. Then investigators uncovered something even worse. For years Lucas had been quietly favoring Summer. Nothing dramatic enough to attract immediate attention. Just dozens of tiny advantages. Better evaluations. Special opportunities. Exclusive training sessions. Recommendations. Exceptions. The kind of favoritism that destroys institutions. The kind that everyone notices but nobody can prove. Until now. Students began coming forward. One after another. Stories poured out. How Summer always seemed to receive opportunities nobody else got. How Lucas constantly protected her from criticism. How rules somehow never applied to her. The academy's image was collapsing. The administration acted quickly. Within 3 weeks Lucas was suspended. Within 4 weeks he was terminated. His military instructor certification was revoked pending review. His name disappeared from academy promotional material. Almost overnight. The man who had spent years building his reputation lost it in less than a month. As for Summer, things became even uglier. The scholarship committee reviewed her record. Several awards were revoked. Her internship placement disappeared. Her academic future unraveled piece by piece. Students who used to surround her suddenly vanished. Friends stopped answering messages. People who once defended her online quietly deleted old posts. The internet moved on, but her reputation never recovered. Meanwhile, I filed for divorce. Lucas fought it. Of course he did. The first time he received the papers, he called 23 times in a single night. I blocked him. Then came the flowers. I threw them away. Then came handwritten letters. I never opened them. Then came mutual friends, family members, former colleagues, everyone carrying the same message. Lucas wants to talk.
Lucas is sorry.
Lucas made a mistake. Mistake. That word started making me angry. A mistake is burning dinner. A mistake is forgetting a birthday. A mistake isn't years of betrayal. One rainy evening, 6 months after everything collapsed, Lucas appeared outside my apartment building. He looked terrible, older, thinner. The confidence that once defined him was gone. The moment he saw me, his eyes filled with hope. Ava. I kept walking. He followed. Ava, please. I stopped. Not because I wanted to hear him. Because I wanted it finished. For good. He stood there in the rain. I love you. The words sounded pathetic. Almost desperate. I never stopped loving you. I stared at him. This man had once been my entire world. The person I trusted more than anyone. The person my father trusted. The person who held my hand at my father's funeral and promised to protect me forever. Now he felt like a stranger. If you loved me, I said quietly, you wouldn't have spent years destroying me. His face crumpled. Ava, you chose her. His shoulders shook. It wasn't supposed to happen. I almost laughed. Every cheater says that. It happened for 4 years. Silence. Rain dripped from his hair. I was weak.
No.
I looked directly into his eyes. You were selfish. The truth hit harder than any insult. Because he knew it was true. I stepped closer. You didn't lose me because of Summer. His eyes lifted. You lost me because every single day you chose yourself. For the first time, Lucas started crying. Real tears. The kind no apology can fix. But it was too late. Far too late. I walked away. And this time he didn't follow. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. I kept the house, the bracelet, my father's memories, and my peace. A year after everything ended, I returned to the cemetery. The sky was clear. The wind was gentle. I stood in front of my father's grave and looked down at the engraved stone. The bracelet rested against my wrist, catching sunlight. For a long time I said nothing. Then I smiled. A genuine smile. The first one in years. Dad. The leaves rustled softly. I'm okay now. Not because Lucas suffered. Not because Summer lost everything. Not because justice won. But because I had finally stopped carrying them with me. Their betrayal was no longer my burden. Their choices were no longer my pain. Their story was over. Mine wasn't. I touched the bracelet one last time, turned around, and walked toward the future. Without regret. Without anger. Without looking back.